coming out tonight. I'm pleasantly surprised to see so many people on a Sunday night for a show like this. My name is Greg Creston. I wrote this show during the pandemic. It started as just something to do, and then my off-Broadway mentor from my previous show, Tink, suggested that I stage it minimally, A, to see if it's any good, and B, to make sure that a cast of 10 can do this show, because 10 is the minimum to sell a show as the maximum to sell a show as a small show. Anything bigger than that, and it becomes an ensemble piece, and a lot of theaters simply won't book new ensemble pieces because they're expensive. So what you're going to see tonight, it's going to look like a show, but it's not going to look like a show. Think of this as you're attending a rehearsal. The costumes are pretty minimal. There's stuff that most of us, we sourced from our own closets. The sets are this. That's it. The props, half of them are mine. In Act 2, there's one number that we cut and another number that I'm just going to describe to you live as it happens because we didn't have the time or the resources to stage it. This is a developmental reading. This is a staged workshop. Enjoy it, but recognize it for what it is. You're going to have to picture the sets. Imagine a whole band. Pretend that the guns aren't orange and from the dollar store. But right before we begin, I have some people to thank. First off, I'd like to thank our wonderful hosts at Seton Hill for cutting me a fantastic space. Next, I'd like to thank Stage Right, School for the Performing Arts and Theater Company for giving me a rehearsal space the last 3 weeks. My fantastic music director and accompanist, Eric Marchese. My assistant director and choreographer, Carolyn Jers. And that's it. That's the whole team. Most musicals would have like 12 people doing a bunch of different things. It's just those two and me. So it's been a rough 3 weeks, but I'm very proud of the results. I hope you enjoy yourselves. This is the workshop, not the world premiere for legal reasons, of the Captain of Dr. Caligari, the musical. Eric, you ready?
No.
Alright, so that's one no. Are you guys ready? Alright, that's 2 yeses and 1 no. They win. Let's do this. Wait, before you begin, it's possible that more people could arrive during this because there's some ambiguity about if there is another large group of people coming. If they come in, somebody in the back and you see, just sort of wave them to grab a chair and put it somewhere unobtrusive, because that's the point we've reached. It's seat yourself now. All right, now let's do this.
As real as it seems, or fantasy. Have I I gone deeper, secret in sleeping, tossed up in starlight, drowned in the moon? If this is my dream, please wake me gently. If this is your dream, please wake up soon.
Mr. Burton? Mr. Francis, are you listening? I don't know if we've formally introduced. I'm Alfred Ramiro, Chief Inspector of the Old Town Police. Oh, I suppose I forgot how late it was. I can't imagine we're going to need much more from you but a few simple statements. Detective Campbell, please take notes if you're awake enough. Now, Francis, if you'd be so kind as to state your full name for the record.
Francis Xavier Burton.
Now, Francis, Detective Campbell, are you taking this down? Where were you at approximately 11 o'clock last night?
I was on Stopback Street with Alan Lynch.
Stopback Street? Didn't you say?
I suppose this could just be a misunderstanding, but given the circumstances, are you aware of your rights in this situation?
We already read his rights on the way to the station.
Francis, are you aware? I need to hear you say it, Francis.
Yes.
All right, very well then. If you could explain to us exactly what happened last night.
And this will clear my name.
You good?
Before I begin, I need to ask you something in return.
What is it?
I have a tale to tell, and if I tell it well, can you listen and believe? Imagine looking out the window at a world you cannot recognize. You try to rationalize, but it's still there. The laws of nature that you thought were set in stone have altered overnight. You try to put them right, but they don't care. The truth can't be forgot. It doesn't care if you agree or not. It offers no reprieve. It says, listen, listen, and believe. You see before you just an ordinary member of society, on whose propriety is yet unstayed. And yet what I have seen today has torn away my foolish vanity, until insanity alone remains. At once my vision clears, reality is more than it appears. So if you bear to see, clearly listen, and believe. I do not ask for your forgiveness. I do not ask for your concern. I only ask that you will listen and you will learn. My name is Francis Xavier Burton, and I testify, so help me God, that until this very day, I was as sane and rational as anyone among you. And yet, I testify that what I have discovered has torn the veil from my sight and revealed to me a truth to which so many of us remain blissfully unaware. Furthermore, I am willing to testify in front of a court of law that this chaos was delivered to Old Town not by a man, but by a monster. Believe me. You'll doubt me by and by, put away and more of us will die. Don't let your eyes deceive. You listen, listen. So pay attention well, and listen while I tell. Can you conceive? Listen. We can
don't take kindly to people who waste my time.
You're going to want to hear what I have to say.
Well, go on then, and I'll do my best to believe you.
It all began yesterday. At City Hall, not yesterday anymore, but the day before yesterday.
City Hall, please hold.
City Hall clerk's office, please hold.
Mr. Peel was not in, but he could take a message. What did you want to tell him?
City Hall, please hold. Oh, good morning, Mr. Burton.
Might as well say afternoon, seeing how late you are.
Oh, not that late. I can't be. Oh,
And you thought you weren't coming in at all.
I have to take food to Alan's house.
I don't care. Why, you're late, and neither will the town clerk.
Okay, now get a move on. The books won't balance themselves, and you know what kind of a boon Mr. Peel gets in at fair time.
Day in, day out, crush figures in your head. Keep your inky fingers flat, keep an old town out of red. Better not make one mistake, or the boss will strike you dead. As we say in our line of work,
Beware of the wrath of the clerk.
he's coming, he's large in charge.
Oh, please hold.
He's coming, he's large in charge.
Of course the budget report is done.
He's coming, he's large and in charge.
Mr. Peel!
What are you all standing around for? I'm not paying you to God, I'm paying you to work.
Mr. Peel has...
Not now, one! Burton, how are the numbers coming for the fair?
Not good, Mr. Peel, even after analyzing taxes.
Well, spit it up, man. Do you have the cash for the fair or not?
No, sir. Barely more than half.
Barely more than half? Are you aware that the Old Town Fair brings in hundreds, no, thousands of tourists every year?
Yes, Mr. Peel.
And are you aware that the money those hayseeds spend is about the only thing keeping this seedy little burg above water?
Yes, Mr. Peel.
And are you aware that if the fair goes under, the town goes under, and you and me and everyone else in this room will be begging for scraps by Christmas?
Yes, Mr. Peel.
Then tell me again, Burton, do we have the money or not?
No, sir.
Let me show you what a real executive does. We'll take this money from the Municipal Old Age Fund, and we'll move it to the coffer for the fair. Then, if the fair turns a profit, we move the money back. And if the fair doesn't turn a profit, well, I can keep a secret if you can.
But Mr. Peel, that's theft.
Theft is just another word for government, Burton. Now put those books and make them look squeaky clean. I think that life is like an Indian totem pole. Each wooden head in that formation plays its role. Every strong, ambitious brave, from a chief into a slave, can read that metaphor and set his goal. Be the top man on the stack. Don't let little things like corporate ethics hold you back. There's compromises and take command. Once you make it to the top, you'll understand. When you're large and in charge, you get to do what you want to do, because the rules don't apply to you when you're large and in charge. As long as you pay the bills, they don't care about the rules you break. They don't care how many bribes you take when you're large and in charge. Most people think that the things they don't know never hurt them. Ha! They never want to find out how the sausage is made when you're large and in charge. You learn fast not to be afraid. Steal profits, stop your trade to stay large and in charge. All done. Huh. Very good, Burton. Very official. I can see a promotion in your future, as long as you're willing to stay late and come in early.
Well, I'm not sure I can do that, Mr. Peel.
Oh, damn it, here I am chattering about your potential, and you're not willing to do working man's hours?
It's not that I'm not willing, sir. It's you've already got me working 12 hours a day.
Yes, because I am the most powerful man in this town, Burton. Not the mayor, not the commissioner, me. I am the engine that runs Old Town, and you are the coal that feeds that engine. Do you follow?
Yes.
Suppose you took one little finger off the wheel. Can you imagine how your fellow clerks might feel? They'll be starving in the street, 'cause you just had to sleep and eat. Does that seem fair to you? It's not so deal.
Who says hard work doesn't pay?
Your hard work means I can clock out early every day.
You might climb the ladder if you do your share.
Me, I started out on top, and I'm still there. Tell 'em, girls.
And you're king of the hill. You're a man with a cash in hand. Sunrise is in one hand when you're king of the hill.
Very good, very good. If I just say the word, I can make them all unemployed. Just to say that they annoy the great king of the hill.
You gotta lick in the door off the shoes like a puppy.
Anyone thinks they can stand to me, let 'em try. 'Cause I'm king of the hill. You work hard till the day you die. You might be an important guy. I'm king of the hill.
But I'll be up, but I'll be hell.
When I say jump, you say
Yes, sir.
When I say go, you say
Yes, sir.
When I say work, you say
Yes, sir.
When I say break, you say
No, sir.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna be?
Wanna prove why you were hired.
Don't you wanna be?
Keep those times, be the tired.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna be?
Slow and steady gets you fired.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna be?
Here in my office, it's like I'm the king of the castle.
All hail the king of the castle.
Being a king isn't easy, but damn is it fun when you're not in charge. You look out for number one. You look out for number one to be large and in charge.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna
You
be?
need to pack a gun to stay large and in charge.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you
Because
wanna be?
doing what must be done makes you large and in charge.
Don't you wanna be? Don't you wanna be?
Don't you want to be large and in charge? Hey, let me understand your outro. Get back to work. You think about what I said, Burton. You know, all of this could be yours someday with a little dedication and self-sacrifice.
Well, I would, sir, but I need to take some food to Alan's house. If I don't get him his medicine...
Alan Lynch, I'm offering you the chance to someday run this whole town, and you're throwing it away for some simpering poet who quit his job to write sonnets?
I didn't quit, sir. He had a breakdown and we fired him.
You think about what I said, Burton. Sleep on it, but either you come in early, or you don't come in at all.
Tell the town clerk that Caligari has arrived.
I wouldn't go in there if I was you.
My dear ladies, I am here on urgent business concerning the fair. My coat.
Vincent Caligari.
Doctor of Pataphysics.
You know what? Terribly sorry, Mr.
Excuse her, Doctor. Caligari.
You know, this way.
Right this way.
Your Honor, a moment of your time.
A doctor, eh? Well, unless you found a cure for bankruptcy, you'll have to wait your turn.
No, Your Honor, I insist.
No, Dr. Whoever, I insist. I don't care how things work in academia, but this is City Hall.
I assure you, Your Honor, this will be worth your time.
All right, you have 1 minute.
I wish to rent a performance space at the Old Town Fair.
Oh, I thought you were a doctor.
I am a doctor. My exhibition is entirely educational.
Educational, huh? Last thing this fair needs is some egg-headed phony with a medicine show. Go peddle your snake oil somewhere else.
Oh, on the contrary, Your Honor, I have nothing to peddle. I intend to exhibit my collection of psychological and medical curiosities.
So this isn't a medicine show at all, huh? It's a freak show.
I assure you it's nothing of the sort.
You know what? Mr. Peel, the mail just arrived for your meeting.
Oh, we're gonna have to cut this short. Ladies, show the doctor out.
Your Honor, my exhibition is bare.
Oh, you're not giving up, right? Fine. We'll play this your way. You want a 10 at the fair? Fine. I want 50% of the profits. Serves you right for applying for your spot so late. Keep arguing, and it's 60.
I will not allow myself to be intimidated.
Do you think I'm bluffing? 75! And that's gross, not net.
This is extortion!
What do you think business is, doctor? It's the man on top shaking down the man on the bottom. Ladies, kick the carny out.
Okay, it's time to go. Let's go.
I do not take affronts to my dignity lightly. We will meet again.
Oh, I know we'll meet again. When I come to collect. Dismissed!
Bye-bye.
For the last time, everyone get back to work!
I would be positively destitute without your deliveries. That's so good. Although, if I might make the smallest of suggestions, perhaps some mayonnaise instead of hot mustard on my sandwiches. The hot mustard seems not to agree with me. Oh, keep that out. No, putting it back. And yet, gastric distemper notwithstanding, I have good news. Fortuitous news. After these 90-odd days languishing in near total isolation, I feel at last the tide begin to turn in my favor. Perhaps soon Alan Lynch shall return again to those streets in which you and I shared so many happy hours in days past. Your friend, your loving friend, yours, Alan. Not bad, old bean, not bad at all. Once I was sick in the head, indescribably, constantly wished I was dead, suicidally. Nothing amused me, my smiles were all shams. Art and religion were nothing but scams. Work had me tired and abused, I was overstressed. Sex merely left me confused, I was unimpressed. I finally collapsed at a local emporium, booked me a suite at the Price Sanatorium. I discovered I won great defense. Each comes in a bubble, it costs 15 cents. Laudanum, good for anything. In fact, when I'm feeling low, there's a chum that can counteract. Give me laudanum extract. Life is beautiful, thanks to this fine pharmaceutical. Douse me from hairline to cuticle in this irrefutable semi-alcoholic medication that is behind my rehabilitation. It's Caligari, made from a tincture of heroin. I can't be bothered what state it's in. Inject it underneath my skin. Give me pills or a potion. Prescribe me an ocean of laudanum extract. Warning, should not be used by children, the elderly, or those who have been or hope to be pregnant. Laudanum. Ooh. Side effects include euphoria, dysphoria, constipation, itching, lethargy, sexual impotence, hallucinations, and physical or psychological dependence. When I'm feeling low, there's a chum that can counteract danger. Contains opium. If more than 20 drops consumed, promptly induce vomiting or risk death by poisoning. Give me laudanum extract. I've had tea until I nearly lost my sense of smell. I've had healthy conversational weeks in isolation. Only medications got to me close to avoiding a frontal lobotomy. Everybody. Come in. Tonight's at the Old Town Fair. Caligari. Who's Caligari? Only one way to find out.
Stay back, ladies. This is a crime scene.
Discretion, Alfred. This is the first day of the fair, and frightened people don't spend money.
What happened?
A stabbing. Probably either a botched robbery or an employee with a bone to pick.
You ladies both work at City Hall, correct?
Oh, Mr. Peel's gonna have a head and legs, so we better...
Mr. Peel has bigger problems right now than that.
This may come as a shock, but did Mr. Peel have any enemies?
Enemies! I'm not sure he had any friends.
I mean, the man was as crooked as the day is long, and everybody knew it. It's a wonder Old Town ran at all with him at the wheel.
Shocking.
Given the circumstances, consider this a paid holiday. Go to the fair. City Hall is closed today.
Thank you, Madam Commissioner!
City Hall is closed? With all respect, Agnes, how are we supposed to run the fair with a dead clerk and an empty City Hall?
I was prepared for these circumstances. In the Old Town Charter, it says, if the town clerk is unable or unwilling to discharge his duties,
Yep.
the commissioner will step in and take his responsibilities and salary until the time being. So, until then, I am now the clerk and the commissioner.
Has Mayor Castle been notified?
He's been locked in his office under armed guard since he got the news.
Oh, well. If it isn't street corner Sadie, you're up early.
I'm not out early. I'm out late.
Had a busy night?
Of course. So many visitors in need of hospitality. Who's more hospitable than me?
Sadie, I need you to think long and hard. If you've seen any strange men out alone.
Long and hard. Well, that certainly eliminates the inspector, doesn't it? Take her in.
All right. Done deal.
Easy, easy. I charge extra for handcuffs, you know.
You know, me and my men turn a blind eye to the way you live your life. But that could change in an instant. There's been a murder right here on Main Street. Now I need you to think. Have you seen any strange men out alone?
All I ever see are strange men out alone.
You're no fool, Sadie. Get yourself a real job, stay off the streets.
Between you and me, I make a whole lot more money working nights than I would working mornings.
Oh boy.
Oh, the cold twins have arrived. Must have smelled blood in the water.
You know the routine, vultures. Bag him, tag him, surface with all the trimmings.
I can't believe it!
Mr. Paley is dead.
What a tragedy.
You have our condolences. Was he insured? Government pension.
Ooh, that means the fancy casket.
I'll be in my office if anyone needs me. Osiris, Isis, send the autopsy report to my office.
Of course.
Farewell, Commissioner.
See you soon.
Oh, Isis, I can't believe it. A murder here in our town.
Delicious. Osiris, we must be the luckiest people in the world.
Francis Burton, just the man I wanted to see. This is for you.
Not now, Alan. I'm working. Alan! My God, Alan! You're out and about! Look at you! You haven't changed a bit.
Please, I was an invalid. I'm not Rick Van Winkle. You haven't changed one iota, and you're still frittering away your life in lunch hour on facts and figures.
Well, a lot has happened since you've locked yourself away. I might be in line for a promotion sooner than expected. What about you? Written any poems recently?
Alas, the wellspring of creativity runneth dry as of late. But I no longer wake up every morning with the desperate desire to slip my wrists in the bath, so all in all, minor improvement.
Medicine is working then.
Like magic. Speaking of magic, feast your eyes on this little enigma.
Tonight at the Old Town Fair, Caligari.
Hand delivered to yours truly by a mysterious stranger with the darkest, deadest eyes.
Caligari. There was a carny at City Hall yesterday named Caligari, a medicine show.
So let's go. After all I've been through, don't I deserve a modicum of medicine?
You go. Have fun. Enjoy the fair. I'll be here with my work, making sure Old Town doesn't go broke.
Francis Burton, when did you become such a stick in the mud?
Birth.
Try to live a little. I've always been your bosom friend, devoted and adoring. Recently, it seems to me you've grown a little boring. It's not that I'm not grateful, you've treated me quite well. So that is why I thought I'd try to make you break out of your shell. So, why don't you grab your bowler hat and come to the fair? Lock up at your flat and come to the fair. You look like you need a vacation, something to shake up that old imagination. We could rendezvous with people we know, eat some peanuts, maybe take in a show. I think I see our destiny waiting out there. Don't ignore it, Francis, come to the fair. Fun, Francis, we could have some girls. Remember girls, Francis, you might meet one. We get 3 days each year to be children again. So what do you say? Call it a day. Why don't we go play Remember When?
Remember what? Even when we were kids, you'd always rush off to the fair, and I'd rush home to study.
So let's make some new memories now. Put your books away and come to the fair. You're not a machine, so come to the fair. No, I promise you, you'll love it too, Francis, I swear. Life is better when you come to the fair.
The last time, Alan, I have paperwork to file.
Later. Put your books away and come to the fair.
You know that I'm not fair.
what could go wrong?
Plenty of things.
I'm sure that it wouldn't kill you to squander one day.
It might.
So come to the fair.
Come see me there.
Fine.
Okay.
Okay.
On one condition. What? The drinks are on you.
Since Francis Burton never has gone,
Only when you're at the point of a gun.
don't drink too much or you're in Dutch.
If we care, anything can happen down the fair. See you was there.
We gotta take the bench back so we know where he's
Please let me go out there.
beer tastes better when we were kids.
It tastes sweeter than forbidden fruit.
You know, I think this is engine oil. It's not engine oil, Alan. Actually,
Oh, Francis Buttons, fancy seeing you out of the office.
And Alex, fancy seeing you anywhere.
Oh, good evening, ladies. Miss King, Miss Rice, you two look lovelier than ever.
Oh, thank you. Looking for some company? My friend and I are ever so thirsty.
Francis, care to be a thorn among the roses, old bean?
not now, ladies. I'll see you back at work tomorrow. Kind of waiting for someone.
Pretty well if you should change your mind.
Waiting for someone? You're still pining after Jane Bradbury, aren't you? Of the old town Bradburys, the Bradbury widget Bradburys.
Not so sure pining is the right word. She did more than turn me down, Alan. She laughed in my face in front of all of our friends just because she's richer than I am.
And smarter and and more sophisticated.
And smarter and more
And
sophisticated.
better looking, and...
Forget it, she's too good for me.
Oh, false. She only thinks she's too good for you. The fickleness of woman is legendary.
And this is supposed to help me out?
Do you want to squander the rest of your youth a bachelor like me? In the immortal words of Martin Luther, he who loves not women, wine, and song is a fool his whole life long.
Strong words coming from a man who's never been courting his entire life.
No, Francis, I am a priest in my own way, to my own calling. You're married to your work, but I am consecrated to my art. And thus I consider myself your own personal father-confessor.
Well, forgive me, Father, for I have sinned.
You know, I believe our Sadie rather fancies you.
I believe Sadie rather fancies every man. It's sort of in her job description.
Hurry, hurry, hurry! Come on, come on!
Step right up and see what lies here for you. But see what lies within the
Cabinet of Dr. Caligari! Tired of the fair? Come and see the show. Mysteries of heaven and earth and down below. See the secrets of your mind revealed and your demons on display. Here at Dr. Caligari's Freak Show Cabaret.
Freak show cabaret?
I've never heard of that before.
Come and settle in. Sit down and relax. Only costs a cent, so why not face the facts? It's a doggy world out there, and your dog has his day. You're at Dr. Caligari's Freak Show Cabaret.
What do you say, Francis?
I don't know.
Come on in. So don't waste time.
Come and find out what's underneath your bed. Inside your head.
I saw a smile.
Show little teeth. Come and lift the curtain, see what's underneath.
Where it's dangerous and decadent.
And a little bit risque. Here at Dr. Caligari's Freak Show Cabaret.
Come, you curious, right this way. See a world of wonders on display.
No pasture spiel.
Tonight the things you see are real.
The taxidermy thinks they're genuine.
They're God's mistakes.
Come feast your eyes and fill your head of specimens alive and dead.
Two-headed calves preserved in
A
caves.
corpse compelled to kick its legs.
And one display of which I'm proud to show you to pronounce out loud.
The future scene.
The past revealed.
No secret of the mind concealed.
You'll be
And
amazed.
horrified.
Curious yet.
Then step
Step inside. Caligari. Who is Caligari? Caligari.
Come and see.
Caligari. We want Caligari. Caligari.
Come to me.
Francis, did you hear that?
You'd have to be deaf not to hear it.
This is what we
Take our guarantee. Be prepared to pay the price for what you see.
For the truth you find may drive you mad.
But
tell it anyway. Here at Dr. Caligari's Freak Show Cabaret.
Settle down, nestle in, let us crawl underneath your skin. Soon you'll find out that nothing's what it seems. Not even dreams.
Open up your eyes. Open up your mind.
Into the darkest seek and ye shall find. With a touch of sin you're welcomed into a world of grand decay.
Here at Dr. Caligari's Freak Show
tonight's show is perfect for you.
Me? Francis, he's talking to me. Dr. Caligari somehow knows me.
It's all part of the show, Alan. He says it to someone else every night, I'm sure.
I don't know. I think the hand of destiny has guided me to this show tonight.
Well, destiny isn't real, Alan, but I wouldn't go that badly. Okay, give me a ticket too, I guess.
Hello, Francis, darling.
Aren't you looking dapper today? I don't remember you looking this pristine since graduation.
Jane.
Oh, Francis, I had a wonderful talk with Daddy. He's going to give me the money to open my ballet school as a wedding present.
How wonderful for you. Wedding present.
Which reminds me, Daddy told me of your promotion. Are you the new town clerk?
Not yet, no, but I was promoted.
Oh, Francis, my answer is yes, darling, I will marry you.
Did I propose?
Not in so many words, no. But you and I both know you haven't a romantic bone in your body, so I decided to save you the embarrassment. I even chose my own engagement ring, see? You can pay me back in installments.
No, I don't know what to say.
You don't sound terribly enthused. Why aren't you terribly enthused?
Well, it's just any time I've so much as asked you to dance, you've tossed me away like spoiled fish.
Well, of course I did, Francis. You were poor. Now, how do you feel about an April wedding? You love it too? Perfect, it's settled.
This is a lot to take in, Jane. Between this and my promotion and Alan.
Alan? The invalid? I just made your dreams come true, and your first thought is of a lunatic?
Well, he's my best friend. Ever since school, it's always been me, Alan, and Sadie.
Ah, yes, Sadie. Our own little Mary Magdalene. Francis, if you ever intend to be the new town clerk, you'll have to stop associating with madmen and fallen women. After all, social status is the bedrock on which our lives are built, and I intend our lives together to begin on the sturdiest foundation possible. Francis, darling, after years when your prospects were stalling, at last they're improving, things are moving. This promotion of yours will be open new doors. Oh, Francis, I adore you, though for years I preferred to ignore you or outright reject you. I respect you for the way you've advanced and you've entered the dance. So now that we've made this proposal, together we'll rise, you and I. For status is funny, it's one thing that money can't buy. I need someone like you, a lover who thinks like I do, with a head on his shoulders and backbone to see our ascent through and through. We are modern and wise, not ladies with stars in our eyes. And with you by my side, there's no end to how high we can rise. Plan the right plans, make the right moves, and your life will look into the right grooves. For you see, that's the secret to stability.
I don't know what to say.
Picture it, darling. You'll be the new town clerk. I'll be Madame Mayor. The whole town will hang on our every word. And you won't have to take orders from anyone ever again. Except me, of course.
You've really thought this all out, haven't you?
Minutely. Which brings me to one last little detail.
Now the waltz is a dance for two partners, and the Viennese masters agree that the form only fits if one partner submits, and the dominant one takes the lead. Francis, take I'll do it for you one last time. Watch me. All right, now be you again. We're gonna skip that section. All right, come on. Yes. Core. This is our year. Let's make it more clear. Just let me see. Don't you try to be smart. Think more in your head than your heart. You leave nothing to chance. It's perfect romance from the start. Yes. Yes. Don't say a thing, but yes, sir. Yes, sir. You see. So don't mess with my stories. Well, I think we understand each other a bit better now, don't we, darling? Either you break the news to your little friend, or I will, and not nearly as gently.
You wouldn't.
Darling, you haven't the faintest idea what I would or wouldn't do. Ta-ta.
Francis, there you are. Show us how to begin.
Hi, sorry, I was just talking business.
All work and no play, Francis. Come on, let's go see what this Caligari's all about.
Simple demonstrations of hypnosis. Little punks immortalized in rhyme. You think you know the limits of the possible, but I guarantee you'll never see another show like mine. My name is Dr. Vincent Caligari. I am by trade a pataphysicist. In layman's terms, I seek to understand the point at which body and soul coexist. I have traveled far and wide into ancient Texas in my quest for truth, nothing in all have been. And the secret I have found. I have hidden from renown, for I fear it would drive lesser minds insane. Why? The power of the mind over matter turns words into idle chatter, makes wise men fools with the rules that they defy. The power of the mind never ceases to make mere flesh fall to pieces as strong men bow. That's the power of my mind. What good is logic in the face of the sublime? In the battle of mind over matter, matter loses every time. Consider now the figure of India, or as the Hindu would pronounce, Fakir. Speaks of strength and endurance, the likes of which are never even dreamed of here. With his body on trial, by means of self-denial, and bouts of meditation and prayer, I have seen a faker stand, holding fire in his hand, by pretending that the fire isn't there. But how? In second place, should there be pedestrian doubters among you still? I have one more diversion and one which I promise divert you inside this cabinet of wood upon my stage. The greatest oracle of this morning age, a living miracle I offer on display. My life is death, my death is life, the dream, the somnambulist Caligari. For over 20 years, this unfortunate soul has not spoken a single word or opened his eyes without my hypnotic compulsion. Yet, this sleepwalker knows the details of the past and the vast highways of the future. But how? Oh, ye of little faith! The power of the mind over matter, these words are not simply patter the right man can when the planets are alive. The power of the mind in eyes with ancient lore, and with science I'll show you now with the power of my mind. Mind over matter, matter never stood a chance. Right by the power of my the sleeper awakens. And now, Cesare will answer any question you put to him. He knows all and sees all. So inquire at your own risk.
It's him. The man came to my door. He came for me.
One at a time, please.
I'm
What? My question. The one who's been obsessing over it. I have to know the answer. Come on, Alan. It's all a sideshow. It's just tricks.
Choose carefully, but think before you ask. You may not like the answer you receive.
Come on. I don't like scam artists. It's something that's been on my mind for a long time. It's something only he knows the answer to. Wait, you're not going to ask him about them? I need to. I have to know.
Stop! Let your friend ask his question. Clearly the man possesses a great thirst for knowledge.
Don't ask him that, Alan. You were obsessed before. It's not healthy to get back into that your condition. What could you possibly know about my condition now? Ask your question. Alan. You know my name. You just heard me say it, for God's sake, Alan.
Cesare, how much longer do I have to live?
Hope you're happy, crackpot.
Caveat emptor! Be careful what you wish for. Who's next?
Well, at least it's not the worst night at the fair we've ever had.
Suppose I've never had the proverbial nerves of steel, but shrinking like a schoolgirl? Francis, it's not like me.
Well, it's a little like you. You think more about your own mortality than I do about city finances.
Salt the wound, why don't you? I know it's silly, but something about that man and the thing in the box really gave me a start.
Try not to think about it, huh? Look at the good things that happen today. Isn't that what your doctors say? Affirmation and examples?
I'm trying. Francis, thank you for coming to the fair today. I don't think I could have faced it alone.
Oh, really? It was nothing.
Well, given the way you always worry about me.
Of course I worry about you, Alan. You tried to kill yourself.
Now I've only made you worry more. I forget sometimes how easily other people move through life. Never had that liberty myself. Distant bells from carousels, passages of time, memories of long ago only show that I'm barely half a person, one instead of two. I would be nothing without you. Though I've tried to keep afloat, I have always known what goes up must yet come down. My mind is not my own. Even when I wander, still you steer me true. I would be nothing without you. You've never let me down before.
Alan, please, I'm flattered, but you shouldn't be so morbid. Whatever's gotten into you, please, just let it be. When you dwell on thoughts like this, mind tends to absorb it. I'm still right here, you aren't losing me.
You've been with me all along, in sickness and in health.
I just do my best.
I would trust you with my life more than I would myself. Though it can't be easy, and when you do, I would be here with you. Francis, promise me that our friendship doesn't have to change. Not now, not ever.
Of course.
I don't care if we're never any closer than we are today, just as long as we're never any farther apart than we are right now.
Well, I don't see how we could be any closer. You're like the brother I never had.
I know, Francis.
Alan?
You misunderstand me. Still, I swear it's true. I would be nothing without you. I would be nothing without you.
Hello, strangers. Care for a little company? It's a slow night.
Sadie, for the last time.
I didn't mean business, silly. Just company, like old times.
School days, the three of us always together.
When Mr. Senior Clerk here wasn't passing love notes with prissy little Jane Bradbury.
My God, look at the time.
And you know, I am a little bit tired. Okay, Sadie.
Francis, are you sure you're not lonely tonight? I know I am.
Good night, Sadie.
You know, I wish you could find it in yourself to fall for Sadie. She deserves to be loved. We all do.
Well, it's a little late for that.
What do you mean?
Well, you see, this afternoon.
Hello, Alan.
Why, Jane Bradbury. A pleasure, as always. Francis was just being a good Samaritan, seeing an invalid home from the fair.
I see. And did you tell this invalid our good news?
What news?
Alan, Jane and I are engaged.
Engaged? My word, congratulations to the happy couple.
You know, it's rather convenient us running into each other here, isn't it, Francis?
Alan, Jane and I have been talking. Given my new station in life, we think it's best that you and I spend some time apart. You understand, don't you?
Yeah, I understand. Good night, Francis.
Well, that went well, didn't it? Walk on, darling.
Alan? I understand.
Oh. All these years I thought that I could build my world around you, that you would be the roots I needed to hold me fast. Now I've opened up to you, and suddenly
Did you forget something? Or don't you think you could use a little company? Or don't you think I could use a little company? Funny how cold the nights get when the days are still so warm. Funny how still the air gets in the hours before a storm. Funny how people hide the face they don't want the world to see till the sun goes down and the town belongs to nighttime wonders.
All we know at this point is that this is the second murder in 2 nights.
Should I stir? Do I dare? For if I awake, will I still be there?
Both victims killed in the exact same way. Now, Francis, where were you at approximately 11 o'clock last night?
I was on Stopdyke Street with Alan Lynch.
Stopdyke Street.
But if you could just explain to us exactly what happened last night.
This will clear my name.
Good.
Clear's name. Inspector, he just confessed he was at the scene of the crime. First his boss and dies, then his best friend, case closed.
I'm not sure it's that simple.
For God's sake, read a book sometime. It's always that simple. Burton, look familiar?
That's my hat.
We found it at the scene of the crime. Your fingerprints are all over it.
Of course they are. That's my hat.
Inspector, take a look at this. For treatment of cyclomelancholia, you know what? This is some pretty powerful medication. Francis, you said Alan used to work at City Hall?
Yes?
And the clerk fired him for his erratic behavior?
Yes.
Now what if Alan Lynch had a fit, killed the clerk, sobered up, and turned the knife on himself?
Leaving 11 stab wounds in the body? Damned enthusiastic suicide.
Francis, did Alan have a grudge against anyone, or did anyone have a grudge against Alan?
Not as far as I know. Alan wasn't exactly a social butterfly. Sadie Corman and I seem to be the only people he was ever willing to talk to.
Street corner Sadie? Maybe it was a crime of passion. A love affair gone sour, and then...
Love affair! Are you blind? Alan Lynch was definitely one of those. But maybe he and Mr. Burton had a secret of their own. A secret our man here would kill to keep.
No, we weren't. I'm not, but I'm not so sure about Alan anymore.
Is there anyone else with a connection to both of the deceased? Someone who could have maybe...
Wait! Yes, there's this fortune teller, Dr. Caligari. He got a shakedown from Mr. Peel at City Hall the other day, and then he threatened Alan at the fair, and now they're both gone.
Caligari, you say? Now, if that's the case, Mr. Peel's record book...
No, not a chance, Inspector. Mr. Peel's record keeping was as crooked as he was. None of his business with the fair was ever written down.
We already know he was skimming off the top. Who better to help him than one of his junior clerks? Suppose he gets cold feet, offs the boss, and then he starts going after his former co-workers.
Detective Jackson, this is not a penny dreadful. All right, Francis, you have been a great help tonight. We'll look into this Caligari fellow, but in view of the evidence, I am releasing you on your own recognizances.
Inspector!
But that means we aren't detaining you, but we still have no choice but to look at you as a potential person of interest. Go home. Get some rest. Just don't leave town and let the law take its course.
Let the law take its course.
If we keep a tight lid on this thing, we can close this case without any public outcry. I should wear my coat today.
If this is my dream, please wake me gently. If this is your dream, please wake up soon.
Can you confirm there's been another murder?
I won't confirm anything.
Is there a suspect?
Are there any clues?
I'm not answering that.
It's true that what they say. Another person's dead.
If the public ought to be confused.
No promise!
Sir, as soon as we know the truth, we'll make a statement. Until that point, there's nothing to discuss.
Let's tell them small.
Hide to children.
Hide to wives.
Wait until your life.
Or next it will be any one of us. Congratulations, Mr. Mayor, you've
potential leads won't get me re-elected. Do you have any idea how this makes me look? And in the middle of a fair, no less? This is not what I signed up for when I ran for mayor, Romero.
These are troubled times, and the people need you to be a symbol of law and order.
Law and order? That sounds to me like your problem.
Mr. Mayor,
You think I like this job? Do you think I like this life? Do you think I like this? Working long hours, no hobbies, no kids, no wife? No, I do not! Every day I am in hell. They don't even pay me well. I got ulcers on my ulcers. God, is this how I must live? What I won't give to get off this endless carousel of crime. Another crook's escaped. Another shop is vandalized. And somehow that's my fault. Crime. Another whore is raped. Another prude gets scandalized. Somehow that's my fault. Now the press is getting snappy and my donors are unhappy. And the constituents are breathing down my neck. So come let me kill, or you'll never see a penny check.
Yes, sir, Mr. Mayor. As soon as we find the guilty party.
Did I say they had to be guilty? They just have to look guilty. I want this wrapped up fast.
oh, Mr. Mayor, a moment of your time.
God! Mr. Bradbury, Mrs. Bradbury, so nice.
Don't give us that soft treatment, Hubert. It's not election day.
Castle, a little birdie told me Francis Burton was questioned about these ghastly knife murders.
Such a shame our daughter had to get herself involved to a person of interest.
Involved?
The last thing our family needs is to have our name dragged through the mud with this scandal, especially with all the money we give to keeping this town alive.
So, either clear Mr. Burton's name or see that things are taken care of before word leaks of my daughter's engagement. Otherwise, my wife and I will be very displeased with you.
And with Old Town.
Displeased enough to relocate our widget factories even. You understand?
I understand.
How nice to have friends one can truly rely on.
There!
Chaos.
Scandal!
Perfect.
Better on the loose, better run away. Or then we hail to gather all the friends from the doors and break their
Loose today.
Is that what I'd seen last night?
Where could it be last night? Can it really be true? Francis, who are you?
Every day, since I was a child, I heard it. No one wins by turning to crime. Told a lie, keep up the good work, and someday it'll all be worth your time. All these years, I tried to be Mr. Perfect. Now I see it all was a lie. Like a dream, that beautiful life I worked for, gone in the blink of an eye. Well, shame on me for trusting the government. Shame on me for trusting my friends. Shame on me for thinking anyone else could help when I'm the one on whom it all depends. Me, I can change this story now. I can set things right, yes. I can prove my worth. There'll be peace on earth if I get through tonight. I will tear the veil down soon. I will make them see. God, if you're there at all, won't you hear my call and give me strength to do what I must do? Make you believe in me.
How much you wanna bet?
Oh, not a chance.
This is a textbook case of double murder. The simplest explanation's often true.
Francis.
When Francis murdered Peel,
couldn't.
he tried to seal the deal
couldn't.
by shifting blame with murder number 2.
Later today, we'll head down to the
You
fairground.
heard the commissioner.
Look for the man that Francis says he saw.
Just to be sure.
When we keep the deed, we think that they'll succeed, but they won't escape the
remind you, this is a staged reading and a workshop, not a full production. So there are 2 numbers in Act 2 that are somewhat absent. Last week, the common cold went around, and we lost a good 3 or 4 days of rehearsal time. So in Act 2, there is 1 production number we have cut entirely, and 1 which I will describe to you live as it happens because it's kind of important. So thank you very much, and enjoy Act 2. I don't like this castle, I don't like this one bit.
So your stocks took a dip. Stocks dip.
Bradbury widget stocks do not dip, Mr. Mayor. Mark my words, if I've lost even a single penny by the close of the fair, be it on your head.
What do you expect me to do? I'm just the mayor, I'm not king.
We've only known about this crime a single day, and nearly half the town is now in disarray. With more bad news about to break, and my finances at stake, do you think I'd look the other way? No more castles in the air. You can't still believe you got elected fair and square. Don't you know how local civics work these days? You protect my interests, but this whole town plays. And it's not enough when we put you in charge. We gave you a job to do. We put too much faith in you when we put you in charge. Just stay out of my way. Let the wheels of my business run. That's what someone else would have done if I put them in charge.
Clearly it seems you expect me to do the impossible.
I only want you to do what I tell you to do.
Well, nuts to you, because now I'm not in charge. In that world I reside. I'll get a job, I'll be fine. Good luck, whoever's next in charge. God, I need a break.
Well, that was unexpected. I suppose after the fair we'll hold an emergency election.
That won't be necessary, Mr. Bradbury. According to the Old Town Charter, if the mayor too refuses to discharge his duties, the position of acting mayor goes to the town clerk. As of right now, I am now the acting mayor, the town clerk, and the commissioner.
So, business as usual then, huh?
Come inside. Drink a victory toast to your new mayor.
Francis, I've been looking everywhere for you. Isn't it terrible?
Well, you got what you wanted, Jane. Alan will not be at our wedding.
You didn't do anything rash, did you, darling?
Jane, look at me. Do I look like a killer to you?
At the moment, yes. You do be a dear and straighten yourself up. Darling, heaven forbid those news hounds catch us together with you looking like Lazarus out of the tomb. Pascal! You'll be pleased to know, darling, that I spoke to Daddy and our engagement is still on.
Well, I didn't realize it was his decision.
He balked at first, but he has no faith in human nature. After all, you could still be innocent.
Good.
I know you're no killer, darling. You haven't the fortitude for it.
Jane, the police won't listen to me, but I know who killed Alan. It had to have been the fortune teller at the fair, Dr. Caligari, and the thing in the box that serves him.
Have you been drinking? Any recent blows to the head?
I'm serious.
And isn't that concerning? Well, look what the cat house dragged in.
Francis, is it true? Did you kill Alan? Tell me you didn't do it!
Excuse me. How dare you accost him like a common trollop? Oh, wait. You are a common trollop.
Sadie, I didn't kill Alan, don't worry.
Then why did you go back to his house last night?
I was taking him home. You saw me.
But you came back afterwards. I said hello, but you just walked right past. Like usual.
Francis, you were with street corner Sadie last night after our engagement?
Oh, I hadn't heard. Congratulations.
Strange how none of your friends seem happy for us, doesn't it, darling?
Not now. Tell me that last part again. After I took Alan home, what did you see?
Well, I saw you heading back towards the house. At least, I assumed it was you. You tried to go in the front door, but it was locked, so you circled around to the back. You must have gotten in because I didn't see you leave. I must have had a customer by then.
Francis Xavier Burton, you went back to that lunatic's house last night behind my back? I can overlook late-night chats with this strumpet, but this...
Jane! Not now. Go home.
Perhaps some time apart may help you soothe your nerves. You know where to call on me when you're ready to pay me the respect I am due.
And you really want to marry her.
Ever since nursery school. It's a little late to change my mind now. If my mother and father fought, my grandparents fought, I'm sure Jane and I will fight, but isn't that what marriage is all about? At least you have someone steady to argue with.
I see. So, if it wasn't you I saw last night.
Then you've given me the first lead in this case. Sadie, when this is over, I'll buy you a drink.
Make it a double. So where are we going?
The fairground. I've got... Wait. We?
Of course, we. I got you onto this trail, and I'm going to see you go with you.
Well, thank you for your support, but I'm afraid this is something I've got to do alone.
Do you now? Do you remember when I was a kid? I look so much better now than once I did. But like so many girls who lacked in looks, I found a better world, a kinder world in books. I spent more happy nights than you could know, with a candle and some Edgar Allan Poe. Every character in Dickens was my friend, and I found Arthur Conan Doyle the living end. By the time I made my way to Agatha Christie, I was working nights and drowning troubles in whiskey. And now you say you're solving a real-life mystery. How on earth could you expect me to resist? You need a hand, not just a sidekick, a confidant. Someone with grit, who knows her way around this town. Aren't you tired of trying to make it solo? You need a gal pal, this femme fatale, she'll show no hesitation. I know these streets, I know Reed Alley and Boulevard. Oh, I've been around in places you might never see. Why not admit that we can't do it without each other? You need a friend like me.
Sadie, you've already done enough. Now I've got to go.
Well, people are more than their jobs, aren't they? You're more than a clerk. I'm more than an entertainer.
Entertaining.
Humor me. Ladies like me, we're not exactly shrinking violets. Flowers of night, we blossom when the sun goes down. While you're in bed, dreaming in your pajamas. Under the lamplight, that's when my late night run. lesson. Or maybe vice versa.
This isn't a game, Sadie. It's a mission, and a dangerous one. I can't drag anyone else into it.
Francis, whatever your middle name was, Burton. We both know that this is bigger than either of us. You've got me on your team. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. Together.
You've been reading too many dime novels, Sadie.
Typical men. If they're not coming, they're going.
I can see the look on his face when we finally crack the case, and he takes me in his embrace.
Hey, stranger, come show a boy a good time.
Mr. Mayor?
Mr. Ex-Mayor. What'll this give me?
A cup of coffee. I'm off duty.
What a coincidence. So am I.
What? Help! Hello! Police!
Greetings, Old Town. This is Commissioner Mayor Clerk Agnes De Palma reminding you not to miss the last 2 nights of the fair, sponsored by the Bradbury Widgets.
Come on, come on! Before your very eyes, Cesare, the mystic somnambulist, will awaken from his death-like rigidity and answer questions of past, present, and future. Bear witness.
Caligari!
Oh, Francis! What the hell do you think you're doing?
Mr.
But you
Caligari.
wouldn't. Making sure justice will be done.
Doctor, if you please.
Dr. Caligari, you'll have to forgive Francis. He's had a rough few days. Agnes De Palma, acting mayor.
My dear lady, it is a pleasure. Enchanté.
Oh. And that's Alfred Romeo.
Hi.
Is something wrong, Inspector?
Well, I assume you've heard about the unpleasantness of the past few days?
Oh, of course. Truly tragic, I must admit, but I know none of the details.
Lie!
Francis,
Should I take him back to the station, Commissioner?
that shouldn't be necessary. Have you seen this man before?
No, oh, wait a minute. He was here last night at my exhibition.
Mr. Burton also claims that you threatened this Mr. Lynch during the show. Is that correct?
Threatened? Why, of course not.
Not you, the thing in the box, the sleepwalker.
I'm afraid you misunderstand the situation. Cesare is catatonic, you see. He can only barely walk unsupported during his lucid periods, and it has taken years of instruction to get him to parrot even the simplest of human phrases, out of which I doubt he understands.
Then why did he tell Alan that he'd be dead by dawn?
Well, you and your friend left before the show ended. Some unwitting soul at every performance receives a prophecy of doom. I feign shock, and I bring them on stage to lift the curse with some sleight of hand, rudimentary mesmerism, all for show, you understand.
I thought your exhibition was educational.
Oh, but it is. My presentation may be unorthodox, but my methodology is quite sound. I believe you'll find today the average mind is immutable. They prefer to try to oversimplify the inscrutable. So although that they swear up and down that they're not superstitious, show them science, they'll say that it's magic or simply fictitious. Because it's expeditious to dismiss offhand what they don't understand, like it's sorcery. When the dog at times they may have proper cries, just to torture me. But a man has to work to provide for his daily sustaining. So my mission is still to instruct, yet stay entertained. To keep them from complaining. So where am I going with this? What am I trying to say? Just that I must do the good that I do my own way. Ole. I am only a simple doctor, just a humble servant of mankind, taking strides in the name of science, where the body intersects the mind. Though my doctrine may be progressive, nonetheless it is true. my latest pamphlet.
Metaphysics and you. A guide to thinking the unthinkable. But how do you think the unthinkable?
With an iceberg. I must be a simple doctor, fighting ignorance, contempt, and greed. I devoted myself to research till I found another mouth to feed. Now I give the crowd hocus pocus plus a lesson or two. For I'm only a simple doctor, doing only what simple doctors do. I neglected this invalid. I've protected, and if I did, I'm expected to forgive myself. How unlikely! As a man versed in science, I think I can risk defiance to serve my plan for alliance of mind and body. Imagine a world without genius, and all of the work it inspires. No medical cures, no plumbing indoors, no messages humming through wires. Society mocks at its mavericks. It tells us our theories aren't real. But without men like me, where would you be? Still stuck reinventing the wheel. Taking science and so-called magic and uniting the two. For I'm only a simple doctor. Yes, I'm only a simple doctor, doing only what simple doctors do. And doing unto others is what simple doctors do. For a spot of tea, I grew the best along the side of the Woody Mountains.
Much as we'd appreciate that tea, I think we've heard all we need. Sorry for
Life.
wasting...
Sir, consider your words. My friends, it would be against my professional ethics to kill. As the Hippocratic Oath bids me, first do no harm, and do no harm I shall.
We'll be on our way then. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Don't you
Doctor.
see it? He's playing you like a fiddle.
Maybe it's time you went home.
If you just take
Francis,
a second look.
I am not asking.
What?
Believe it or not, we caught him in the act.
What wonderful news!
On our way back to town, we found him beaten down, a victim of the tart that he
I
attacked.
don't understand.
We got the part subdued right where we want him.
Perfect.
Maybe we'll have that tea some other day.
Anytime. The long arm of the law has caught him in its claw, and now it's time to show her that crime won't pay. Killer on the loose, violence on the street. We can clean it up to sweet. We'll make him confess, settle up the score. There's a killer on the loose no more.
I'm telling you, there's been a big mess.
Out zip it!
Sadie, why don't you tell us exactly what happened?
Thought I might pick up a painting climbers. Time burst up, but still a girl was dead. Just when the coast seemed clear, a voice came in my ear. The mayor castle jumped me in the street. I never thought the sucker had it in him. All of the while he's blowing at my skirts. I pushed away the men. I screamed, I turned, I ran, but not before I kicked him where it hurts.
Are you all right?
You think this is the first time somebody's manhandled the merchandise? I will live.
Wow, Herbert Castle, a double murderer? I'm as surprised as anyone.
Killer me? Have you got the wrong idea? You think I killed the clerk? That's really what you think? What? Just because I roughed up some streetwalker after I had a little drink? Or 2? Or 8? I'm a bum, I won't deny. But you both know I had a not a killer. So if I'm incarcerated on a charge that's fabricated just because it fits her twisted grand design, let's hang on to your possessions or she'll take them just like she did your mom.
Are you implying a criminal conspiracy in Old Town?
What need I remind you who said, close this case by any means necessary? He doesn't have to be guilty. He just has to look guilty.
Take him away, boys.
I was crooked, I've admitted, but as soon as I'm acquitted, I'll go running with my story to the press. This whole mean, it's not murder that I'm planning to confess. Lock me up, throw me away if that's how it has to be. I'm warning you, you haven't seen the last of me.
So that's it then? Case closed?
Case closed. And I think you'd be more excited to hear those words as a former person of interest.
But I don't understand.
Do
Only
you
Caligari.
know how paranoid you sound? Not everything is a grand conspiracy, Mr. Burton.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because most crimes don't make sense. They're acts of passion or impulse. Life is not fiction.
Thank you for your cooperation, Miss Corman. Now run along and don't let me catch you working this corner until the fair leaves town.
Keep your nose clean, Sadie. And Francis, don't go sticking yours where it doesn't belong.
Sadie, I think I need to be alone. Sadie, alone.
Excuse me. Are you Francis Burton?
I am.
We just heard the news. Poor Mr. Lynch.
Tragedy.
You have our condolences.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Isis Poe.
And Osiris Poe. From the eternal
Rest in
mortuary of home.
Urgent business, Mr. Burton. I am sure that you're aware.
Harry Lynch had no descendants, you're his only living heir.
Don't expect much of a windfall. He was destitute or child.
So the matter of his burial falls settling in your lap.
I'm sure you must be overwhelmed, but there's no need to be.
Just hire us
And
and
pay
pay our
them
incidental fee. And business has been booming.
Yes,
We only live to serve, so please don't think that we're crossing me. It's our business, and in our business,
we're the best. So that you
help us
let
be
your
your friend.
friend
Please
I'm sorry, this really isn't a good time.
Not a good time, and your friend's cadaver is decomposing as we speak.
I mean, time is of the essence, Mr. Burton.
Well, can't you just do whatever you normally do?
I would think you'd show enthusiasm at the very least. If you're praying for this funeral, I'd love for not to see.
If you really cared for Alan, think of all the time to share. You're a government employee, no expenses should be spared.
Let us devise and send our friends to shore. Fine, get me dead.
Just say the word and
Sign right on the dotted line. After all, Mr. Burton, death is our business,
and business has been
booming. For your mortuary needs from the section to into me. It's our business, but now the times are lit to rest.
so won't you help us
Lay your friend to his rest. Now his fight is over.
now his race is run.
Now
He's with the angels. We can make him look at one. Don't be parsimonious.
How much do you need?
Oh, one gets what one pays for.
Well, what am I paying for?
I see candles round a coffin, crepe and velvet, lots of glitz, hired mourners, and a choir singing Mozart's greatest hits.
Would you like us to embalm him? Does that suit your sense of taste? Though if you have him cremated, the formaldehyde's a waste. We'll turn your body cavity and fill a coffin hole. So from the lab to church to slap, your friend will still be beautiful.
No, just give me the basic package.
Basic? I mean,
We don't
even been listening.
do basic.
These are
Business and business has been booming, and with rents on the rise, these days our work is all consuming.
It's all business and putting ourselves into rest.
As we help you lay your friend to his turn or rest, with the fanciest of funerals at it, turn or rest. Take your undertaking at a turn. No rest.
In peace.
Well, aren't we forgetting something, Mr. Burton?
What?
After a professional performs a service for you, it's customary to tip.
Enough! Haven't you both eaten your fill? This man just lost his best friend. Leave him alone.
You've made a powerful enemy, young lady.
Better hope you outlive us, or when we're through with you, it'll be closed casket only.
Death and taxes, am I right?
I guess I ought to thank you for that.
Save your breath, Francis. I've never asked a man for gratitude before, and I'm not going to start today. But I wish you would have stood up for yourself a little more there.
That's not my way. I'm usually a go with the flow type, you know? But now, for the first time in years, I'm acting, not just reacting.
And how does it feel?
Honestly, a little scary.
Good. That's what being truly awake feels like.
Sadie, why did you...
Come to your rescue? Because you're my friend, Francis. I know you'd do the same for me.
Guess it's always been a bit of a one-way street where I'm concerned, but born helper.
And whose fault is that? When was the last time you asked anyone for anything?
Well, I'm not much of a doer, but I'm even less of an asker.
Well, start now. Go on, ask me. But if I see you get down on one knee, I'm leaving.
Sadie, will you be my sidekick?
No. But you can be my sidekick. Come on, Watson, the game's afoot.
Good morning, Cesare, rise and shine. What? No good morning, doctor, how did you sleep? Fine, we'll do it the usual way. Cesare, can you hear me? Caligari calls you to rise. Do you know what today is, my boy? The last night of the fair. Closing night. 4 performances today, and then tonight.
Are you Dr. Caligari?
By the fires of hell, boy! Pardon me, I thought you were someone else.
Then you are Caligari.
Guilty as charged, Dr. Vincent Caligari, at your service.
Charmed, I'm sure. I'm Jane Bradbury.
Of the old town Bradburys. The Bradbury widget Bradburys, even.
The very same.
You know, I've always wondered, what exactly is a widget anyway?
I couldn't tell you with a gun to my head. Widgets go out, money comes in, that's all.
Wait! Don't move a muscle. Are you a dancer? I can always spot a ballerina's poise among the hoi polloi.
Yes, how did you know?
Well, in my time, I've patronized the Ballet Russe, the Royal Ballet, and even the Great Paris Opera.
I can't believe it, you've really been to all of them.
Box seats even.
My ballet master was a Parisian, but the Paris Opera, what I wouldn't give.
Now what brings a young artiste to the tent of an old raconteur like myself?
I've been hearing so much about you.
Good things, I hope.
Not in the least, I'm afraid. You see, my friend has been spouting all kinds of nonsense about you since yesterday. I had to see you for myself to tell him how wrong he was.
Your friend? Is that Francis Burton, your fiancé?
Are you reading my mind?
No, not at all. You keep fidgeting with your ring finger, so the engagement must be new. And I figured Mr. Burton was a lucky man because I've only made one enemy this time.
I don't know what's gotten into him, Doctor. Francis is usually so gentle, so easygoing, so malleable. But now it's like he's under a spell.
Ah, yes, what the French call the curse of the idée fixée.
All he talks about is you and your henchmen. But you don't have a henchman, do you? It's just you here.
Not quite. Cesare, rise.
Good Lord. Is he dead?
If he was dead, he wouldn't be sitting up. Cesare, like your Francis, is merely sick.
What do you mean, sick?
I've seen this before. It's common in my biz. Men think there's nothing wrong until there is. There's no warning sign and they seem fine till they're further down the road. Then at once their last defense is snap, and they explode. It's terribly thin, and all the classic steps through pure muscle memory, but you'll have to lead.
Oh, bleeding happens to be my specialty.
I've been pondering the symptoms your fiancé is displaying, and I hesitate to tell you what the prospects of displaying. Though he's merely eccentric today, sudden changes may be on the way. So for now it's safest to say he's sick. The man is sick.
You know, Francis's best friend went mad one day.
Don't say. From the dean's higher learning, find my postulates outrageous. I have come to the conclusion that delusions are contagious. Should my vile theory prove true, this is straight from Francis to you. And at that point, what can you do? You're sick. Forever out of step with the rest of humankind. See how ever nonsense in this auspicious hour, it's clear some higher power has led you to my door. Now let me tell you more. Let's hypothetically speaking say that Francis is perfectly well, yet Cesare too was once sane as you, until some calamity fell. And what if this happened to Francis? I know he's not yet at that stage, but someday he might awake with a fright and fly into murderous rage.
What?
The power of the mind, the magic controlling wind, as a matter of twist it works, as it jerks them the night. The power of the mind is mercurial from your birth till drowned in remorse. He may be persuaded with force, though it's for his own good, of course. He's sick, the man is sadly, undeniably sick. Trust me, I'm a doctor. Select my room. Now rest up. You have a performance soon.
I admit I didn't expect him to dance so well.
Oh, yes. Cesare would be a perfect gentleman if only he could speak.
Oh, but the strong, silent type is always so agreeable.
Indeed. Well, my dear, I'm afraid our little rendezvous must be cut short, but it has been a pleasure to meet one of Old Town's finest citizens. Oh, but before you go,
Tobias Price Sanatorium.
Dr. Price is an old friend. Simply call the sanatorium, mention my name, and the good doctor will send some associates to collect Francis for his safety and yours.
Let's hope it won't come to that, but do you really think Francis belongs in an asylum?
Oh, not an asylum, Jane. A hospital. The same hospital that aided me in Cesare's rehabilitation.
How did you manage to cure him?
Oh, leave a man to his secrets. But, as they say, parting is such sweet sorrow. But as they also say, the show must go on. Until we meet again. Lovely, isn't she, Cesare? That face, that figure, that sweet, spoiled, suggestible mind. Don't fret, my boy. We'll be seeing her again very soon.
I still don't know what to expect to find you. The police have already been through. The trail's cold. If I'm late for the funeral.
In every mystery, the police always overlook something that only the great detective and her intrepid sidekick can find. A clue that only someone who knew the victim would well notice.
Sadie, this isn't Sherlock Holmes.
Blur! What would the Baker Street irregulars do? They'd test for fingerprints, look for signs of a struggle, check behind paintings for a hidden safe.
Alan didn't have a hidden safe. He doesn't even have anything to put in a safe. We should be at the fairground, not here.
But this is a textbook murder mystery. There's always a clue at the scene of the crime.
Like what? A message written in blood?
That's it.
Well, I don't see any.
A message. If Alan was upset as you say he was, he wouldn't have gone to bed that night without writing about his feelings. If we find the last thing he wrote before he went to bed, we may find out how this all happened. Nothing but poetry. Nothing but bad poetry.
Sadie, I found something.
Give me that. Bills paid. Laundry lists. Wait! This one is dated 2 nights ago. The night he died.
What is it?
It's a letter. To you. To my dear Francis.
To my dear Francis, here I sit, sleepless, tormented by the undue severity of my behavior towards you this evening. I have made, if you will pardon the expression, a jackass of myself. I admit that my behavior is at times erratic. Let's call it an unseemly moment of jealousy. Given my proclivities. Of course, I grew dramatic when I believed you were replacing me. Please forgive my words tonight. Cast them far away. I will be there with a smile on your wedding day. Always and forever, one thing shall I do. No matter what, I will be true. For I am nothing without you. Your loving friend, Alan.
He forgave me. He forgave me, and now he's gone.
Of course Alan forgave you. He loved you, Francis.
Maybe more than he should have.
Well, more than you were able to return anyway, but not more than you deserve.
I knew he was different. Softer, more sensitive. I never thought.
We all thought it, Francis. Even you had to suspect it, but you like your life in little boxes that never overlap. And you worked so hard to get all the people in your life to fit in those boxes, but including you, things aren't so tidy in real life, are they?
Are you saying I killed Alan?
I'm saying you're killing yourself. People aren't words on a page. You have to let them be messy and complicated and alive. Yourself, too. No one can live the way you live forever.
It's the only way I know how.
Did you know Alan was in love with you?
I think I didn't want to see it.
Do you know I'm in love with you?
Sadie, I'm engaged to Jane.
Jane doesn't love you! I'm not even sure she likes you. You're just a stepping stone for her. One more hostile takeover for the Widget Empire.
Don't say that.
Has she even ever asked for your feelings? Even once?
She tells me hers.
Because it's all about her. That pretty little fascist will own this entire town someday.
You're jealous. You sound just like Alan.
Francis! Why do you love Jane? Do you love Jane?
She's everything anyone could ask for in a wife. She's smart, she's beautiful, she's rich. I couldn't do any better if I tried.
But you could. You could have someone who loves you. I used to think life was a story when I was just 17. Now I believe life's more than stories. Life is what happens between. People get married, people grow, people die. Some people fall through the cracks in the story. Nobody really knows why. Who could stop you from falling? How to try? Why can't you want something, Francis? Need something, Francis? Make the decision to make yourself just want something, Francis. Do something, Francis. And if it hurts you, that proves that. Don't you believe you can choose? Why can't you see that there's nothing to lose? If you can't want this for yourself, want it for me.
I do want things. I want justice. I want to clear my name. I want things to go back to normal.
So you can be alone again. Is that what you want? A life so small it barely even casts a shadow.
It's complicated.
Francis, that you make. You don't like change. You don't like choices. Choices can make a mistake. So you stay steady. Here where you're planted, you grow. No room for love, ain't no time for feeling. Let the winds blow how they blow. There's so much to discover, but you'll never know. 'Cause life treats you just like love, this is true. Life, it's one hand at a time, never two. What part of yourself did you trade for success? Is it your only passion for passionlessness? We could be so much more than Francis the clerk in St. Laurent. We could stop today, forget all this pain, step out of these walls. They're only our jobs, they are in our souls. The world could be waiting. Don't push things away. I'm begging you, want something, Francis. Risk something, Francis. Don't be afraid to get wet in the rain. You gain something, Francis. Lose something, Francis. Life can be more than avoidance of pain. Grow while you still have the chance. Why are you scared to succeed at romance? You can't see this for yourself. I'm sure you won't hear it from anyone else. You've chosen this fate, but it's not too late. I wish I could make you agree. Francis, say something, want something, want someone, want me.
No, no, Sadie, this is wrong.
What do you mean it's wrong? Give me a reason we can't do this. I'll give you a better one.
This is wrong, Sadie.
Don't you want to know what it feels like to be loved? To be wanted? I could give you that so much better than Jane ever could.
I have to go, Sadie.
Are you at peace? Are you contented? Never at home in your home. The wife who neglects you and never protects you. There, you're sad but alone. I could dream you a new dream. This one is all that you know.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered today to pay our last respects to the late Alan Michael Lynch. Friend, beloved son, and I'm told truly terrible poet. Now I have to admit, I never knew Mr. Lynch. He was not a church-going man, and he left no instructions for his funeral. So I'd like to preach my favorite sermon instead. Brothers and sisters, I feel the presence of the Lord moving among us. Do you feel it? I said, do you feel it? Yes, brothers and sisters, as we lay this poor sinner all over the ground, I want to say a few words to remind y'all of what's waiting on the other side. What the good book says is waiting for us all on the other side. Can we get an amen? Excuse me, but I'm doing a thing here. there?
Late to your best friend's funeral, really, Francis, of all the things.
I thought you weren't speaking to me.
I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking at you. You're under no obligation to reply.
And why are you here anyway? You hated Alan.
When you look this good in black, darling, you always look good.
All right, now be a brief respite reception. Please enjoy the funeral baked meats, courtesy of the Eternal Rest Mortuary Home, and a special memorial cake from their side business, the Emperor of Ice Cream. We will reconvene for the burial in an hour.
Father Flanagan, can I speak to you?
Of course, my child. I'm sorry for your loss. You want a spicy pretzel?
Father Flanagan, I'm about to commit a sin.
Now, just a moment. I can't forgive a sin you haven't committed yet.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
Oh, no, wait. Of course, you could always go out, commit the sin, come back here, and then I can forgive it. Now, just out of curiosity, what kind of a sin are we talking about?
Double homicide?
Shit. Well, the good book says thou shalt not kill, so I wouldn't personally recommend it. But 3 Hail Marys and a sizable donation, I'll have your soul fresh as the virgin snow. You sure about that spicy pretzel? Suit yourself.
For what it's worth, I think you should do it.
We both do.
Don't care how, don't care who, don't care when.
It's good for business, you know.
You should go home and freshen up, Francis. You look like you haven't slept in days.
Well, I'll sleep when I'm dead. There's work to do.
Francis, it's over. They caught the killer. Didn't you want to clear your name?
What I wanted was the truth. And I'm still not convinced we found it.
Well, obsessed. You've got a, what was it Dr. Caligari called it? Idea fixing.
Wait, you talked to Caligari?
He's worried about you, you know. We both are. As a matter of fact, the good doctor recommended a beautiful rest home where you can recuperate from this little delusion, quietly, far from Old Town. Doesn't that sound really good?
Jane, whatever he told you, ignore it. Right, he's only trying to use you. You have to listen to me.
No, darling. You listen to me. You are my fiancé. What you do reflects on me. So you either toe the line and quit playing detective, or I'll take that referral and sweep you under the rug until this little scandal passes.
You can't be serious. Not even Jane Bradbury could have a sane man committed on a whim.
Maybe Jane Bradbury can't, but Bradbury Widgets certainly could. We've killed for less.
Say he was right about you. You're nothing but Hitler in heels.
Well, if that's how you feel about it, darling, you've made my decision much easier. You'll be hearing from me shortly, or from my attorney.
If that's how I feel, all of a sudden everybody cares how I feel. Well, you don't want to know how I feel, Jane? You want to know how I feel, world? I feel great. I feel strong. I haven't felt this good in God knows how long. Time to go or get off the pot. Time to find out if I've got it in me or not. All those years, junior clerk, slave to the city, working hard, getting paid half what I'm worth. If I fell over dead there at my station, who would know, who would care? No one on earth. How the wheel doesn't stop till you stop it. I'd still be spinning, but someone stopped me. I know the truth, and the truth has set me free. Now I'm seeing the light for the first time. It's time I do what's right.
Daddy, Francis called me Hitler today. Am I really that awful?
Oh, heavens no. Why would you say a silly thing like that, Jane, darling?
Poor people are always calling rich people fascists, as if it's such a bad thing to be.
He thinks he can make a fool of me, of us, but we'll show him.
This fiancé of yours is sounding like a nuisance, dear.
And what do we Bradburys do with nuisances?
Buy them, break them, or bury them.
You always give the best advice.
Here I go, simple plan to save the city. Take my gun, take a walk down to the fair.
father, why they didn't see it before. I will make no mistake. I've been sleeping for years, but I'm finally awake. No more do what you should. Who knew breaking the rules felt this good? Now I'll enter the fight for the first time in a long time. It's time I do.
You'll never get away with this, Agnes. Once I tell the press what you've been doing.
What we've all been doing, Mr. Ex-Mayor. If I go down for corruption, you go down too.
You can't keep me here indefinitely. I know my rights.
Of course, your rights. We'll get right to that as soon as you sign this for me.
Who's this? A notarized confession. I can't sign this.
Jackson Campbell, alert the media. After Mayor Hubert Castle confessed to the murders of Al Lynch and J. Browning Peel, he hung himself in his cell.
What are you doing?
What the Old Town Police do best, protecting and serving.
Insane! You still think I don't know what I want? I want strength. I want nerve. And I want all the respect I deserve. Pulse is calm and my head is clear. So if Old Town won't listen, I'll make them hear. If I dreamed of wealth or power, I never dreamed I would see the hour when I was the one who dared stand tall. If I load a single bullet and take the trigger like this and pull it, that's what it would take to end it all. They call it murder, say it's immoral. Violence is sinful, and thou shalt not kill. But this is battle beyond good and evil. If they won't fight it, I will. Leave the law on the shelf. You want justice, go find it yourself. I will do what I have to do. Don't you stand in my way, or I'll take you down too. No more compromise or exchanges. I guess men have to kill to make changes. I will end this tonight. For the first time in a long time, I'll do what's wrong to do what's right.
Operator, get me Price Sanatorium. And make it quick, I haven't got all night. Hello? Yes, I'd like to refer a patient. An emergency. Yes, it's an emergency. Immediate pickup. His name is Francis Xavier Burton. And I'm sure the Bradbury Corporation will make a generous donation if you do your... Ah! Hey!
Stop! Put her down! Jane!
Francis, what are you doing here?
I heard her scream and I came running.
Oh my God, what's happened to my little girl?
The same thing that's happened to the town clerk and my best friend.
Jane, you all right? Can you speak? Who did this to you?
It was him.
I knew it. She saw Cesare in the act.
Cesare, what the devil?
It's time I finish this once and for all. Mr. Bradbury, take your daughter inside. Whatever you do, don't open the doors until dawn. Cesare! I know you're out there, come on! Let's finish this!
are you doing here?
I was coming back from the fairground when I heard a shot. Francis! Your working girl carries one. I call mine permanent. And though she need a little, she is fierce.
We got it. Sadie, we got it. But I'm afraid it might be too late for Jane. I think she might be.
Dead? The only way you could kill Jane Bradbury is with a wooden stake through the heart.
What were you doing at the fairground?
Investigating. I went to see Caligari for myself, but he's gone. The whole tent was empty. Nothing but cigarette butts and a torn down advertisements. And this.
Price Sanatorium. The same place Alan went after his breakdown. And the same place Caligari told Jane to have me committed.
It's just like a mystery novel. All the pieces are starting to fit together.
Don't you see what this means? Caligari and Cesare aren't a doctor and his patient. They're lunatics. They escaped from the madhouse and hid in plain sight at the old town fair.
That's it? Now all we have to do is go to the police.
And do what? Tell them we just murdered a mental patient on a hunch?
It wasn't a hunch. You saved Jane, didn't you? Cesare would have killed her without you.
All I wanted was justice. Now look where it's got me, half dead with blood on my hands. I should have known I couldn't kill Caligari myself.
Francis, you wanted something. You just said you wanted something.
Well, I guess I do. Are we crazy? We're about to walk head on into a madhouse? In search of a crazed killer?
Well, first we should have a plan. You be the doctor, I'll be the patient, and they'll let us both die. But other than that, that's the spirit! Remember, stick to the plan. You be the doctor, I'll be the patient.
Can I help you?
Awfully late for an appointment.
I work here.
Work here. I've never seen this man before in my life.
No, I'm doctor. I'm doctor.
Dr. Frankenstein! The poor thing's delusional. Thinks he's a mad scientist. Dr. Sarah Coleman, Miskatonic University.
Miskatonic, eh?
Good school.
Do all the doctors at MU dress like that?
Oh, this? I was just coming from a costume party. When I got an urgent call from Dr. Price to bring this fellow in for examination. This is Francis Burton, the lunatic of Old Town.
I'm not a lunatic. I'm Dr. Frankenstein.
Of course, Francis Burton, Dr. Price is out right now, but I think he was expecting an F. Burton.
Yeah, his office is just down the hall. You can't miss it.
By the way, you wouldn't happen to know of a patient by the name of Caligari?
Doesn't ring a bell for me.
Can't say I've heard it either.
Well, thanks anyway, gentlemen. I'll be sure to give a good word to Dr. Price about you both.
Have you seen my creature?
It's alive!
It's alive! What was that? I thought I was going to be the doctor.
I have a lot to teach you about roleplay. God, I haven't seen this many books in ages. And not one good pulpy paperback among them.
I'll search the desk. You start checking the patient files. Look for anything under Caligari.
Good thing I'm a speed reader. Nothing under C for Caligari. Caligari.
Start at the beginning. Maybe it's misplaced.
Eichmann. Andreev. Argento. Arnson. Wait. What was that? Cesare Argento. Primary diagnosis catatonia. Hey, it's the guy we shot!
Add in that face paint and the creepy clothes, and that's our man. But look at this. I found this old book in the top drawer. I don't know what to make of it.
Let me see. The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. In the year of 1703, a mystic by the name of Dr. Caligari used to frequent the fairgrounds of the European countryside. For months, he kept town after town in a state of panic in a series of murders, all of them perpetrated in a similar circumstance. For he caused a somnambulist named Cesare, whom he had entirely subjected to his will, to carry out his fantastic plans.
There's a note inked in underneath. Looks newer than the rest. Can you tell what it says?
Must Caligari Weirden. Sounds like German. Do you speak any?
Not a lick. What could it mean? Du musst Caligari werden.
Du musst Caligari werden. You must become Caligari.
You!
I'm afraid so, Francis.
You're Dr. Caligari.
Yes, Dr. Caligari the second, as it were. Oh, well, you must be little Sadie Corbin, all grown up to sell her body on the streets. Alan Lynch told me all about you.
You knew Alan?
Oh, yes. Alan spent a great deal of time here before he died.
Where's Dr. Price?
I'm sorry.
What did you do with him?
What have I done with Dr. Price? Nothing. Nothing at all.
Then where is he?
I am Dr. Price. Price is Caligari. Caligari is Price. Do you follow? Now, please, sit back quietly in those chairs.
Sadie, don't look at his hands.
I can't fight it.
Pataphysics lesson 1. The human mind craves order, submission, persuasion. It is made to obey.
You really are a textbook villain, monologuing about your evil plans while the heroes escape.
Escape? This is a sanatorium. Those restraints to hold a bear in heat let alone the two of you. And if you think this is an evil plan, then you have just as little insight as the others.
What others?
Don't encourage him, Francis.
Thank you for asking. Metaphysics lesson 2. Even the strongest mind can be persuaded to act against its own interests with the slightest persuasion. As a young man, my experiments were met with the usual skepticism. Occultism, they call it. Mind control, black magic. Fed science. They said the same thing about germ theory. Electricity, the wheel. Then I received a letter from the ladies of our perpetual suffering. It seemed they found the catatonic infant with a disorder of the adrenal glands. The poor child was nothing but a vegetable, you see, so I told them that I'd take him off their hands. He was functionally dead till I crept into his head with a treatment that was radical and new. By combining the occult and the science I consult, I could finally prove my theories had been true. Metaphysics lesson 3. The normal mind of soul abhors senseless violence. If you can make a man kill for you with no thought of personal gain, you can make anyone to do anything. And who better as a test subject than a man with no will of his own whatsoever? The power of the mind over matter can make men's minds. He'll shatter, yes, even some who are deaf and dumb and blind. And with my potent mix of anthropology, science, faith, and demonology, soon you'll cower at the power of the mind. their hands before they speak to teacher.
I don't understand.
Of course you don't. How could a half-baked vigilante and a three-penny whore understand the greatest metaphysical revelation since sliced bread? I don't know.
For God's sake, shut up already! The silent movie villain routine is getting old fast. What will you do next? Twirl your mustache at us? Tie us at the railroad tracks?
Hold your tongue, woman. You are in the presence of a god among men.
All these sacrifices, all these killings, and for what?
For science, Mr. Burton. For the betterment of man's understanding. Knowledge is like power. It waits dormant, waiting to be grasped by those worthy of it. And if not me, then who?
But why Alan? You had nothing to gain from him.
He already knew me as good old Dr. Price. I had to remove him from the board as quickly as I came to Old Town. Knowing your fiancée, well, my ward has his desires. Her survival makes for less than a tidy loose end, but 2 quick lobotomies and the 2 of you will be sure to keep quiet. Maybe you'll be the perfect little playthings for Cesare.
I thought you knew everything. Cesare's dead, old man.
Pataphysics lesson 4. For a soul truly enthralled to its master, death is not the end.
Dr. Price, we came as soon as we got your call. We brought the body of your escapee.
It seems he was killed in connection with some hypnotist called Caligari.
Help! Let me go!
Francis?
Look at him! He is Caligari!
Ah, jeez.
It's hard to believe us!
Not this Caligari nonsense again. Francis!
No, I deny it. Mr. Burton is entirely correct. I am Dr. Caligari.
What on earth?
And I'm prepared to testify that Cesare Argento killed the town clerk, and Alan Lynch, and others. On his own free will, naturally. After all, mesmerism can't be proven in a court of law.
But you just admitted that you knew. That's conspiracy.
No, that would be doctor-patient confidentiality, which is legally inviolable.
I don't give a damn what you call it. You're not going to run around Old Town with impunity, you mad scientist.
Stand down, Madam Commissioner.
I'll do no such thing. That's Madam Mayor to you.
Now please, take your pistol and shoot yourself in the head.
You don't expect that I would actually...
Take your pistol and shoot yourself in the head! I will not ask again! Would anyone else care to challenge my authority?
How did you...
Mind over matter, Inspector Romero, now. Please, bring me Cesare. If I understand the Old Town Charter, Inspector, the next day De Palma's impertinence means that you are now acting mayor. I believe this little illustration should be sufficient to convince you not to meddle in my affairs from now on.
Yes, Doctor.
Excellent, but first, we must attend to one final complication. The persistent Mr. Burton.
No!
Say! You doubt my potency still? Even after all you have witnessed? I have transcended science to puny, insignificant mortal. Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Behold and wonder as I tear the prize back from the skeletal grave. Cesare, rise beyond the gates of Thanatos. Rise by the power of the mind! Vindication. Death, where is thy sting? Grave, where is thy victory? Cesare, do you hear me?
I hear you, Caligari.
Then heed my command, Cesare. Strike down the murderous fool who stole your life from you.
Yes, Caligari.
Cesare, why do you hesitate? Faster, kill! Cesare, faster, kill the one who stole your life from you! I am Caligari. Caligari cannot die.
Sadie, you all right?
I think we'll both be all right now.
And Cesare, too. He didn't ask for any of this. Wherever he is, I hope he's resting quietly.
Well, this has been quite the adventure, hasn't it, Francis? I think the whole squad owes you an apology, don't we, boys?
We're sorry we accused you of multiple homicide.
I don't need your apology. And I never want another adventure for as long as I live. I just want to go home and go to sleep.
What on earth is all this commotion?
The jig is up, Jane.
Oh, Francis, darling, I know we quarreled, but I've decided to be magnanimous and let you marry me after all.
You tried to have me locked up.
You say tomato, I say incarceration.
If it weren't for Francis, you'd be dead right now. Lucky it wasn't me who found you.
Francis, are you going to let this whore speak to me this way? I am your fiancé.
As a matter of fact, I am. And as a matter of fact, you're not. Say, all this time, I had no one to turn to. You were the only one who was there for me, every step of the way.
Francis.
What do you say? I know I said I'd never want another adventure, but maybe just one more. Will you marry me?
No! You think you can conflict with me? Do you know who I am?
Yes, you're under arrest for fraud, bribery, and false imprisonment, that's who. Take her away, boys!
No, get your filthy working class hands off me! Who do you think you are?
I'm Alfred Ramiro, new mayor of Old Town.
Mayor? I do love a man in uniform.
Well then, I have good news for you. Where you're going, you'll be seeing nothing but men in uniform for a long time.
What do you say, Sadie? Can I make an honest woman of you?
Well, you can certainly try. I've been thinking about trying a new job out for a while.
Sadie Corman, girl detective?
S.C. Burton, mystery novelist.
Even better.
And you, back to cooking books up at City Hall?
Well, maybe later, but for now, I think you and I deserve a vacation. Somewhere as far away from Old Town as we can get. Maybe Tahiti, or the Bahamas, or Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
Well, I have family there.
Why, Francis, I never took you for the vacation type.
Well, I wasn't. Until now. I once said I'll sleep dead, but I was wrong. I was asleep 2 times to cheat my whole life long. Nights are terribly cold, and we're living as though we were on hold. From distractions, finally I decided to focus on being alive. There's only one life. You get to live one hand. You get to give, why not? Start living it, start giving it to somebody wise. And watch the clock wake up. Stand up and walk, I'm not gonna walk it out on. 'Cause this is the life you get and you only want.
And now Francis dances with Sadie like they're Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. Just picture it.
I thought you'd never ask.
There they go.
Cause this is the life you get and you only want.
Francis and Sadie run off as the entire cast big Broadway finale. Somebody cares for everyone, even the dizziest doe. Still has a reason to hope and pray. He'll have to stay. Somebody's day. There'll be a long day. Whatever you are, the day will come. Somebody thinks you're a star under the sun. And don't forget, beggar or baronet, this is the life you get, and you only get one. Creep on to the end of that long, dark highway. Keep on till you see a that clear blue sky. And Francis and Sadie reappear, all dressed in white. One hope for two to share one. A giant staircase rises from the stage. Start sharing it, start caring it now. And Caroline once more. Before we go one thing, you ought to know one life is still better than none. So don't you fret, nobody's licked you yet. Even when you're upset, you better have fun. 'Cause this is the life you get, and you only get one. You only get one. You only get one.
You only get one.
But before the applause could even finish, everything disappears and we are back in the asylum.
I think that's been enough for one day.
So that's how it happened, Francis.
Of course, that's how it all happened. Why would I lie?
I didn't say that you lied, did I, Dr. Eggers?
Oh, no. But that's an interesting question. Why would you lie,
I
Francis?
didn't lie. I told you everything exactly how I remembered it.
Strange how your story changes every time. Just a little at first, but then it's building up.
What do you mean?
Well, when we met with you last week, you didn't mention Sadie once.
Wow. There's no story without Sadie. We got married, we lived happily ever after.
Oh, Francis, you didn't marry Sadie. You married Jane. Sadie was Alan Lynch's wife.
Alan, a wife, no. Alan never cared for anyone in his entire life except for me.
Textbook narcissism. Let's go over all of this again, Francis. Who killed Alan and the town clerk?
Dr. Caligari.
And who stabbed Jane Burton half to death before trying to abduct Sadie Lynch?
Abduct? No, that's not how it happened. I didn't abduct her, she rescued me.
Did you hear that, Astor? I didn't abduct anyone. But he said I told you he remembered. Dr. Price.
Any progress with Public Enemy #1 today?
Just a little.
Yeah, he's not fit to stand trial yet, but at least he's starting to remember.
Good. Small progress is still
Stay back! Don't come near me!
They're afraid of you, you know. I'm not. I think you're to be more pitied.
I swear to God, you come any closer, I'll kill you where you stand.
Lost in time, lost in space, lost of things that you cannot face. Soon you'll wake, soon you'll see, when I bring you back to reality.
Injustice has thrown away the key. What twist of fortune left me marooned here? What evil influence or phase of the moon? If this is my dream, please wake me gently. If this is your dream, please wake up soon.
This case has gone beyond talk therapy. Its delusions are too significant, too entrenched.
There's only so much experimentation the board of directors will allow in a case like this, though, if he's ever going to stand
I don't
trial.
care about him standing trial, damn it! I care about curing him. My duty is to heal the sick, not appease some draconian hanging doctor. Think of all we've done, all that we've endured, all in the belief that this man can be cured. If we act in haste, then what a waste of the time we've spent today just to get this Caligari sickness washed away. Colleagues mine, persevere. Don't you believe a breakthrough's near? Given some patience, I think we'll expose what Francis knows. Perhaps a mild hypnotherapy may improve efficacious mesmerism.
No, I will not let you mesmerize
I
me!
hate to do this, Francis, but you give me no choice. Cesare!
Hold him tight, he bit me once.
Look, it's Cesare!
Yes, Francis, they already know my name. It's right on my uniform.
He's Caligari's henchman!
I am Dr. Price's orderly. We've had this discussion before. Dr. Price, I'm going to take him to his isolation cell.
Very good, Cesare. First, prepare the machine.
Open your eyes, people. Don't you see what's going on here? You've all been duped!
No, Francis. The dupe here is you.
Believe me. Cannot silence me, even if you throw away the key and never let me leave. I need you to listen. So now my tale is told. Each word is true as gold. Come to me to see. It's a sinister plan. I'm an innocent man. And this time, no. You can't do this to me. I know who you really are. You're not Dr. Price. You're Caligari.
No, Francis. You are Caligari.
But I also want to thank my incredible cast. I've put these 9 people literally through hell the last 3 weeks. It's been chaos, but they've been absolute troopers. I couldn't be happier to work with all of them. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. I'm sorry this ran a little late again. The first rehearsal, the first stage workshop is always a little bloated because it's better to write too much and cut than discover you don't have enough. I know it's longer than the new Batman movie, but it's at least a little funnier. Thank you very much. Go home.
drive you mad.
But tell it anyway. Here at Dr. Caligari's freak show